Hi, I'm David, and I've just celebrated my 80th birthday last July. And it's reached a point now where things are coming towards an end of my life, and I'm just starting to think a little bit about what I've been through. As I say, my childhood I thought was ideal. As you grow up, things become more difficult. You realise that you've got to earn your living and find out what life's all about, and so on. I think probably before I went off to college, been friends with most of the girls in the group at some point, but I think Jill stood out afterwards. When I came back, was a lot of them had paired off with other people. So in a way, it developed. Let's put it like that. It's not something which was. It was one of the group of people that I liked and enjoyed their company too. So that's how it happened. But when you're a youth and you see young ladies, it's wanting to be involved, isn't it? It's the general sort of way of things. But I mean, it obviously became clear that I really was attracted to Jill, and then had to set out to woo her.
How did that go?
Interesting, that was. Pestered her, I suppose. Yeah. Jill had a boyfriend. So in a way, was out of touch. But this relationship broke up. It broke up on a particular weekend, I think, when we were going away as a youth group, wasn't it? Yeah. And Jill was really, really mad, spitting mad, she was going around cursing. And, well, of course, you can guess what happened. So somebody else jumps in very, very quickly. I think that's where it all began, really, wasn't it, Jill? Yeah. And then I said, would you marry me? And Jill said, ask me again. So 6 months later I asked her and I said, would you marry me? And she said, yes. And then there was that moment of going, Jill saying to her parents, saying, what are you doing today, Jill? And she said, I'm going shopping with David. Oh, what are you going shopping for? An engagement ring. Wasn't that right? So we're going, oh! We got married on the day that England won the World Cup, which was really, really a blessing to our guests who really wanted to watch the match. I think you've got to start by thinking it's a partnership. It's not me doing something, it's us doing things. I think that's the first important thing to do, and that is quite difficult to actually attain, because when you first get married, you've lived on your own and done what you want to do. You've done things your way, and your wife's done things her way, and it can clash at times. And so you've got to be aware that when you're doing these things, you do things as a partnership. And I think that's probably the secret that I think we would have had, that Jill has her own gifts and skills, which are completely alien to me in many ways, things that I couldn't do, but we need to do as a family. And the things that I do, which Jill feels she couldn't do, in many ways wrongly, but never mind. Because I mean, we're coming to this point at this stage in our life, and Jill's having to do a lot more things than you would normally do. And it is that the sharing of the role, the gifts and things like this. When you have children, it's not who gets up in the night and sees the children. Like one night we had Jill going out to look at the children, and going into the bedroom and discovering Jill fast asleep in the cot, and Caroline playing happily on the floor. I mean, it's little things like that that, you know, it gets you. There's things about people counting, you know, I count, you count, and I don't count. And you can have a situation where where I count, what I want is for me, and you don't matter. And that can destroy a marriage. Equally, you count and I don't bother, I don't count. You get on with what, that also can destroy a marriage, and create all sorts of problems and tensions. How do we balance up our own relationship? And it's it's difficult at times. I mean, I think Jill would say, you know, at times I was arrogant, I knew it all, I was right. Didn't matter what you said and what you did, I was right. Jill sort of thinking, I'm not. But you know, by general persuasion, I think Jill probably by being also adamant and sort of saying, you know, I don't accept what you're saying. I've learnt to realise that truth. And that I think is the key to it. It's very difficult really looking back on it. I'm finding it now at this stage in my life very, very difficult. As Jill will probably tell you, I can be quite morose because I'm dependent on other people for things. And it's that's really hitting me, which is I haven't had in my life at all. So when something's gone wrong, I've got a solution. I found a solution. We'll find a solution to this. You know, that Jill said, the computer's gone wrong. Okay, fine. We'll come in and we'll sort it all out. You know, oh, the heating's gone off or something like. Yeah, we'll go and sort it all out. Not like that now. You know, oh gosh, got to find somebody to come and do that, and yeah, that's what I found difficult. But all through my life, I've felt if there's a problem, I can solve it. I mean, I've never been somebody who's really been negative. I've only ever had one bout of what I would call depression, and that's when I lost the tip of my thumb. And I really there was a sense of blackness, a sense that the future is impossible. There's nothing there. If you are a naturally depressive person, you have to try and think positive thoughts, but it's very difficult. You can't tell someone who's miserable to cheer up because they can't. You know, it really is part of the personality, I think, to be a positive personality. You know, you just have to. It's always been like that, you see, and that's why I'm finding now quite difficult.
This little problem you've got right now.
Yeah, exactly. I can't solve my problem. Yeah, I'm having to learn to live with it, and I am beginning to, and I'm becoming more positive as days go by, and you know, as I say, I can't be anything other than that. You see what I mean? I can't see it through any other eyes.
What makes you happy?
Makes me happy.
Yeah.
Life itself, and being able to enjoy things, being able to explore things and find out new things, read news, read science, read about what makes things tick. Just basically being alive. I'm happy. I'm a happy person. I'm happy by nature. You know, and also, I mean, I believe that there's a purpose in things. I don't believe that things are accident. I think we're living for a purpose, and I think we're moral people. We're answerable for what we do, for what we say and what we think. You know, yeah, it's just. I find it very difficult to say these are things which you can do or somebody else can do, and if you do this you'll feel like me. No, it doesn't work like that. It's how I am and how you are, and you know, how other people are and how they react to you. I've missed opportunities. I've missed things which I think I could have done, perhaps I should have done. I've been a bit idle at times and taken the shortcut for things, but I don't have any regrets. I have no regrets in my life at all. Everything I've done and said has been, I felt content. I think this is the thing at the end of the day. I have a basic trust that whatever happens, ultimately, it's going to be right, and that I think is the basis of my Christian faith, which is I believe that God, our Creator, our Maker, has an ultimate aim for us. It's not just what's the word I want now? A vague sort of existence. There's purpose in it, and there's reason for it, and all that sort of thing. And to me, it's inconceivable that this world was not designed or not created by a mind. Otherwise, I don't understand what mind is, how I think or why I think. So it seems to me logical, absolutely completely logical that there should be a creator, a God. And if that's true, and what I believe the Judeo-Christian faith actually teaches is that is trustworthy. And that's it. That's basically what it all sums up to be. It's very simple. What's it like being a father? I think at first, when I remember I was at the birth of Caroline, and there's this face looking at me, and it is the spitting image of my mum. And I'm looking at this and thinking, good heavens, what an amazing thing to happen. And as you grow up, you realise this infant that has been so miraculously born has become so independently bloody minded. You think, why on earth? And as Caroline grew up, it became more and more frustrating at times. And at times, you had to get to a point where, oh, go, just go and sit on the door. We realised that. And then Jonathan was born, very placid, very easy, very stable, and lovely person, a nice person to be with. And I can remember going down, we went to the Isles of Scilly, and I can remember taking him around the gardens there, and him saying, oh, the subtropical gardens and things like that. What did it, and saying, yes, all these plants and things. And it was just delightful. And then, as time went on, it became clearer as a family, when you went on family holidays and things, it became enjoyable and fun and life and things like that, And we loved having people around, and I love having people to tea, and I mean that's why this lockdown has been such a real, almost disaster, because we can't have people in, have to talk to people on the phone and with Zoom and WhatsApp and all that sort of thing. I mean, I'd only been sort of 3 months into the lockdown situation back last year, when I discovered that I got the bowel cancer anyway. So everything from there on was basically around me and operations and things like that, when I would have loved to have people to visit. I mean, spent the time in hospital was probably the most miserable time I've ever spent in my life, bored stiff. Nobody, nothing happening, just sitting there on a hospital bed, waiting for the next meal to come. That's angered me, I think. Yeah, I've been a bit upset about that. I'd love to have had people in. Best thing about Jill, gosh, her unstinting love and loyalty. I think can't actually think of anything better to say. I mean, he's just, what's the word now? Absolute trust, absolute confidence, a feeling of total reliability, and also, you know, determined to do whatever is best for whatever situation we find ourselves in. You know, I think but intense loyalty, yeah, and I'm not afraid to criticise and to be blunt and to be quite straight, to say, you know, I don't like that and you shouldn't do that and that sort of thing. Yeah, so I mean, I've valued her guidance and wisdom in many ways, you know. Irritated me at times, yeah, of course. Who doesn't? But no, ultimately, everything she said about me is right. much to my annoyance. But yeah, that's what it's all about, really. Yeah, be 55 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's had its ups and downs, but we have never ever doubted each other.
No, exactly.
He's the most faithful person I know.
The only emotion, I've been thinking about this obviously a lot, as you can imagine. The overwhelming emotion is disappointment. That's all. Not fear, not worry, although I do get concerned about Jill and what's going to happen to her afterwards. As I say, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't live longer, or aren't going to live a bit longer, see things happen, develop, and see things which are being developed now and like to see fulfilled. So, you know, that sense of disappointment. On the other hand, I'm going to live each day as it comes. So when I'm alive and I can see things and do things, I'm going to enjoy them. And that's my emotion at the moment. I'm going to enjoy each day I have. And, you know, if I can live it pain-free, brilliant. If there's a bit of pain, well, maybe we can put up with that. But I'm determined to enjoy each day as it comes. And as I've enjoyed my time talking to you, I really have. It's been, yeah. I just wish, you know, hope that you have the same, what's the word, trust that your life is, what's the word, meaningful, has purpose and direction. That's what I want for my children, you see. That's what you want for your children when you think about it. Isn't it? It's really, I mean, that's the key to it. And if you learn anything from me, learn that this world is on your side. You know, it's difficult, and you need to trust that, you know, your Creator, however you imagine that, is on your side and wants the best for you. And that's it. I can't think of any more better to say.